Artificial intelligence is the hottest narrative in crypto and Web3. In today's video, I'm going to cover some of my favorite artificial intelligence projects, which ones I think could potentially have the biggest gains ahead of us. So hit that like button and let's jump into it. Alright, today we're going to jump into some AI projects. One of these projects I've never covered before on my channel, but I want to cover it because I think it has some good potential, and it's one of the safer plays out there. I'm also going to cover a few more that I have covered on my channel before, and I think all these have the potential to make some serious gains this bull run, so let's jump into it here. So when you go to CoinGecko, you can go to cryptocurrencies at the top here, and you can actually search by category, and you can just go to artificial intelligence. That's what I have pulled up here. So when you do that, you can actually go through the list of all the artificial intelligence coins and go through all the list of artificial intelligence projects. Look at the ones that have been successful. When the market pumps, they pump. Those are the ones you want to look at, because the ones that move when the market moves are going to be the ones that move next time we get an alt season. So let's take a look at some of them here. I'm going to go basically by market cap. So I'm going to go biggest market cap to smallest market cap. So the least amount of risk, likely, potentially, to the most amount of risk. So keep that in mind when you're adding any of these to your portfolio, and make sure you do your research on them. But I'm going to cover these and give you my opinion on them and what I think could be some good gainers here. The first one we're going to take a look at is BitTensor Tau. So this one here, this is a interesting project. I haven't covered this one before on my channel, but I think it is an interesting project that you should definitely take a look at. The fact that I like this one, one of the reasons is it's decentralized. It has a very, very limited fixed supply. Similar supply to Bitcoin, 21 million total tokens. Now, there's fewer tokens in circulation than Bitcoin. Right now, I think the circulating supply is close to 8.9 to 9 million tokens currently in the supply, and there's not going to be any VCs or anything with this one dumping on you, because this one is mined just like Bitcoin is. There's no early investors or early mining that was done on this project. This one has been out for, I think, around 3 years now, so it's a pretty safe play, and it moves really well, and the market moves. As you can take a look back here in December of last year, it was up to $700, so more than a 2x from where it is currently. And being that its market cap right now is at $3 billion, this is a pretty big project and a safer play out there, because, like I said, you don't have any early investors or VCs that are going to dump on you with this one. The tokens go to the miners, and there's a reward system out there. The difference between this and a lot of the other artificial intelligence projects I'll get into in just a second here, but if you take a look at the total supply, it's just like Bitcoin, 21 million. So you can see that these ones with a very limited supply. This one also has obviously the most limited supply out of all the projects that I'm going to cover in this video. So what is BitTensor Tau? The token is TAO, Tau. BitTensor's vision for decentralized AI has captivated a large number of people in arenas of artificial intelligence and computer science. So not only is this a blockchain project, but this is also an artificial intelligence-based project, and they have a reward system out there for the miners. They have validators that validate what the miners are doing. The miners are the physical workers out there that do the mining, and then the validators validate, and the more use case that the miners use out there for what they're mining, the more rewards that they're going to get. There's a reward system based off from that. So if you take a look at here, it says artificial intelligence, for those who have yearned for an alternative top-down world being created by their current technology giants. However, the promise of what BitTensor is and can be has been masked by large technical barriers to understanding, and thus has not been well digested by non-technical audiences. This is a very, very complicated project. I'm not going to get into all the details of it. I just want to kind of give you a basic rundown of how it works. But so if you go to their website here, you can go to explore and about, and you can read all this information about BitTensor and what it does. It's a very complicated project as to what it does, but basically there's a system out there where the miners do the physical work of the network, and they get rewards based off from the mining, and then everything is validated. It's all open source, so that is another good thing, and it's fully decentralized, unlike a lot of the other projects out there. This one is fully decentralized and open source. So I've talked about how BitTensor is kind of similar to Bitcoin, the fact that it is mined, but if you look at the details of this project, it is way more complicated than that. They talk about how it is difficult to understand BitTensor and everything that is involved with it and all the intricacies that are on BitTensor, but it is very powerful, and they have an extreme amount of computational power that is not concretely defined, but instead abstracted underneath markets. For instance, BitTensor leverages machine learning models to produce intelligence projects, but BitTensor also leverages physical storage to create storage products. Meanwhile, it does not define the specifics of how these resources are produced. Instead, it simply defines the market which will reward these commodities becoming available to the network. So it is a reward-based system. Another huge benefit to BitTensor, unlike Bitcoin and other networks out there, is there's multiple languages out there and multiple programming languages that you can use on BitTensor. Because of the separation of the chain's core functioning, basically BitTensor does not need to have special purpose languaging for writing these validation systems. They can be written in Rust, Python, C++, or any other programming language. So basically it has multiple tools available where you can actually do programming on the network, which is different than a lot of the other programs out there where you need to use specific programming languages on their network. BitTensor has an advantage of that. So BitTensor, I think, has the potential to do really well with the fact that it is an artificial intelligence project, but it is also fully decentralized and open source, and the fact that there's no VCs or anything that are going to dump on you with this project. It's probably one of the safer bets out there. Let's take a look at another project I want to cover. This one is Dilithium. I've covered this on my videos before. The market cap is much lower on this one. It's only 78 million. So we're getting into the higher risk plays in this video, but I think Dilithium has the potential to do well. If you look at basically back here in March of 2024, it got up to like 67 cents, somewhere around there, for its all-time high, and now it's just at 4 cents, so it's down a lot from there. But when the market moves like it did back in November, December of last year, you could see it moved with the market, and it's had a big pullback now. So it's in a good buying zone. This one can move pretty quickly. This one is completely different than BitTensor. The fact that it's not like its own blockchain per se, where there's miners and validators and stuff like that. Dilithium's a completely different project. We'll take a look at the website here and take a look at Dilithium and what they're doing. So Dilithium is a blockchain for AI and AI for humanity. So the sole purpose of Dilithium is for artificial intelligence, but this is different in the fact that there's not really miners out there. They have nodes. Dilithium runs off of nodes, and I've shown you some of the nodes on the videos before. If you want to watch my videos and get more information on Dilithium, you guys can go through my playlist for artificial intelligence and see I show those nodes on there. I have some of those Dilithium nodes running, and those generate the tokens. So it's different than the decentralization and mining of BitTensor. Dilithium runs off of nodes, and they have artificial intelligence models. Take a look at the website a little bit here. They have AI agents, communication layer, blockchain layer, and Chronicle. Like I said, these are run off from the nodes mostly. Lucy's their main AI agent, and I've done videos on Lucy before, and you can actually chat and use Lucy. And this is all run on the You Know I Love You network, or the YKILY network, a digital native finance infrastructure for AI agents. This is basically set up specifically for artificial intelligence AI agents. So that is another difference between Dilithium and BitTensor. But remember, this is a little bit higher risk, of course, because of the market cap and the fact that it doesn't, it does have some investors involved with this project and a team behind it, where BitTensor has a team and stuff behind it, but the network is more decentralized, I would say, than Dilithium. But Dilithium also has the benefit of being artificial intelligence with AI agents, and that is another hot narrative of this cycle, is AI agents, so keep that in mind as well. And they have a lot of big partnerships with Dilithium. So if you take a look at Dilithium here, you can see they're working with Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA, BNB Chain, Immutable, Polygon, Galaxy, Crypto, Anthos, and more. So you can see they have some good partnerships with this one. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So another project I want to take a look at here is Sharp AI. This is one of my favorite artificial intelligence projects. But remember, this is only at 5 million market cap, so this is very high risk as well. But if you look here back in December and January, this was at 10 cents. So about a 6x or so from where it's at now. So keep that in mind. The potential for gains is definitely there. And when the market moves, Sharp AI seems to move rather quickly. So it can go from like 2 cents to 10 cents very quickly. So keep that in mind. But that's also because of its low market cap. But you're also taking on higher risk with this one. But Sharp AI is a great project. But remember, there are VCs. I was actually an early investor in this one, and I'm still getting some of my tokens monthly with this one. So there is a distribution schedule for the early investors and VCs that invested in Sharp AI. So there is a token schedule where the tokens are generated, and there's no mining or anything with this project out there. And I don't think there's any nodes for Sharp that I'm aware of. I could be wrong on that, but I don't remember there being any nodes with Sharp AI. So keep that in mind. There are early investors and VCs in this project, but I was an early investor, but I bought a lot more Sharp since it launched than what I got with my early investment with them. I've actually added a lot more to my bag because I have confidence in this project, but just remember, it is a high risk play. Take a look at Sharp AI's website here. They are the artificial intelligence layer for crypto. Unify real-time on-chain crypto data, AI-powered analytics, and integrated trading tools. Everything you need to outthink markets. So Sharp AI is different in the fact that basically it'll actually pull information from the blockchain and kind of give you information about projects. So that is one of the benefits of Sharp AI. It'll actually pull information off the blockchain and give you data about certain crypto projects out there and pull all that information directly from the blockchain. So that is a big difference between what Sharp AI is doing and the other projects. So it is different in that case. But they use real-time on-chain data to give you market signals and tell you what's going on with the project. And it kind of reads the market and reads what's going on with the project with on-chain data and all the information that it pulls from the blockchain to kind of give you statistics about the project, whether it may be a good investment or not, and it'll actually give you kind of predictions on how it thinks certain crypto projects will do. So that is one of the differences between Sharp AI and the other projects. Another one of my favorite AI projects, and remember this one is a really high risk play, it's only 1 million market cap, is Lake AI. And you can see now it's at 2/10, almost 3/10 of a penny right now, and it was at like 3 cents, over almost 3.5 cents back in December, so more than a 10x from where it's now. So keep that in mind. When Lake AI moves, it can move very quickly, but remember there's more risk with this as well. So we'll take a look at Lake AI's website here. So Lake AI is different. It's an all-in-one DeFi or DeFi AI assistant. So Lake AI is like an AI assistant, and it basically is a Chrome extension. It's your one-stop shop and crypto trading extension, so it does crypto trading for you. And basically it provides an AI token analysis tool, deep coin research, and real-time market analysis. And you can swap crypto using AI with Lake AI's technology, and you can actually add the Lake AI browser extension and use it to trade your crypto. And it's kind of like an all-in-one platform. It's the first crypto AI assistant to be integrated into ChatGPT. So keep that in mind as well. It works with ChatGPT. And the token is LKI for Lake AI. So this is another interesting crypto project that's a little different than the others. So it's kind of like a variety. So you wanted a little bit of a variety of different crypto plays in your portfolio, especially for artificial intelligence, because there's certain narratives inside of artificial intelligence that are going to be the hottest AI narrative inside AI, and AI is probably going to be the hottest narrative of the cycle once we finally get in alt season. So keep that in mind. But these are the 4 projects I wanted to cover in today's video. I think they're going to do really well, but just remember there's risk involved in any of these, and I can't guarantee that any of these are going to do any specific numbers, but they're definitely ones that you want to do your research on, as well as some other coins on there. You can go to that CoinGecko page and search for artificial intelligence projects out there, and you can see on there that BitTensor Tau is at the top of that list. So keep that in mind. It is the highest market cap, so probably the safest of the AI projects potentially. So keep that in mind. But this is crypto. There's risk involved with all these. But go ahead and check them out, guys. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next video.